I have some good news and I have some bad news. Do I see if I can find a way across? Of course the weather would decide to pack in now. I might be crazy, but I have just left a perfectly good camp. My hot tent is set up further down the valley, but I'm heading that way. It's the middle of winter in New Zealand and there is snow on the forecast for overnight. And I have always wanted to spend the night in a hut in the snow. These are pretty challenging conditions, so I've got good gear with me. And I've even come equipped with lots of emergency things just in case I don't make it to the hut. I'm fully kitted out and ready for an adventure. But first of all, I've got quite a bit more walking to do and a couple of rivers to cross. Oh no! The question is whether I go all the way back. It's not that far, but do I go back and take the inland route? Or do I see if I can find a way across? What I need to do is take off one boot. No, I can't. I can't because I've got these like knee-high compression socks on. They're so hard to get on and off. There's no way I'll get it back on. Woo. Boop, boop, boop. Even if it's just a small braided river like that one there that splits off, it is always easier to cross a river when it splits into multiple different parts. Obviously, the force of the water, the volume, it's all diminished. Every time it splits, you've only got 50% of the force and the weight and the pressure pushing against you if you're crossing. So beautiful. And it's crazy still right in this spot. Even the stones here are beautiful. It's so nice to stop and take the time to notice all the little things. Otherwise, sometimes you just speed past. I just feel like I want to stay here for ages, but I can't really because it's 3:15 and the sun's going to go down at about 5, maybe 5:15 if I'm lucky. So I better keep going. Okay, it's getting late now. I'm really ready to get there. I should come around this corner and see it. I'm hoping there's no smoke coming from the chimney, even though it'd be nice that someone else has started the fire. Well, you guys, I'm at the hut and I have some good news and I have some bad news. The good news is that people are getting out into the outdoors with their kids. A father and a son are out here hunting. The bad news, where's my pointer? They're staying in the hut. I don't want to film them, it's not fair, but you can just see them. So just in the distance you can see a father and son heading off hunting. It's the school holidays here in New Zealand. I could also stay there too. There's no reason why not. These huts are equipped for multiple people. So this one is an 8-bunk hut. But it's not fair to film when there's other people around. That would just be rude. So let's have a look around. I'll show you what this hut's all about. And then thank goodness I've got the hot tent set up because I'm heading back there. Woo! That's lovely. Somebody's left some dry kindling, a little bit of dry wood. It's a nice simple hut, 8 bunks across 2 sleeping platforms. You've got an area there to cook, well, you know, to put your pots and pans and gas cooker, and a log fire. And then outside here is the water tank, draining off the roof. Oh, sorry, getting a bit fogged up. There's a long drop toilet up there. Nice little covered deck area, so you can sit out here, and an area for wood, and an absolutely incredible view. Just gorgeous. Wow. Okay, so I'm going to retrace my steps, which is a shame, but I genuinely said to that dad that I'm 100% happy that they stay here. You know, like, these huts are for everyone, and if I'm filming a video, that's my own choice. I can't expect to invade other people's space and film, so I'm going to choose not to stay here. They should stay here. That is the outdoor etiquette, the right way to handle things. And yeah, I could stay with them, but you know, they're not going to have as much of a good time with me around, are they? Dad and son just want to hang out together and do dad and son things. They don't want to be thinking about having to factor me in. And in all honesty, as nice as they were, and really, really nice people, I don't really want to factor them in either, because I'm out here just to chat to you guys and enjoy camping in the snow. So here's my choices. Go back to the hot tent, or use the stuff that I've got in my bag. And look, I'm telling you, and it actually doesn't matter if you believe me or not, but I was not planning that. Obviously, I did not plan for those people to be staying there. But I did bring some emergency stuff in case I was caught out. I could use my tarp and my mat and whatnot. So I'm going to contemplate that. Seeing as I'm walking back anyway, if I see something that looks nice, we might do a tarp and bivy camp. Eek. Of course, the weather would decide to pack in now. And this time around, it's driving straight into my face rather than the back of my head. But still, no complaints, because I'm out here doing it, having fun, living life. Woo! Don't actually need that up anymore. Stopped snowing and raining. Don't know if you can tell because I'm on the iPhone. It tries to compensate, but it's dark. Not super dark, but it's about 5 p.m. Sun has set wherever it is. And I'm just along the edge of the bush here. I know somewhere along here there's a little creek that comes down off the mountains, and it's a good water source. I'm not carrying a lot of water with me because I was intending to be at the hut where there is water. So if I'm going to stay out tonight, I need water. So I'm just going to wander down here and see if I can find that little creek again. And I think I am actually going to stay out tonight. I'm going to sit down here and tell you why. So I was walking along and kind of laughing to myself and thinking how I started the video saying maybe I'm crazy for leaving the tent. And now I'm thinking maybe I'm crazy for contemplating not going back. But here's the thing. I came out in these conditions fully prepared for whatever would come my way. And even though I was going to the hut in my pack, I've got my backup shelter. I can stay out, and if this was an emergency situation where I needed to stay out for some reason, I didn't have any other option, it'd be nice to know that I could and what it would be like. And besides, even though it's uncomfortable, like, why does everything in life have to be comfortable? It feels like, on the whole, people are scared of being uncomfortable. Like, if it doesn't go to plan, go home or turn around or leave. But that's not the only option. When something's uncomfortable, you can choose to lean into it and just see where that experience takes you. Right now, I'm warm. I have good gear with me. And I've come out here looking for an adventure, haven't I? So I'm not going to go back to the hot tent. I'm going to find a place to camp tonight. I'm going to sleep in my bivy bag, under my tarp. And I know that probably no more than 20 minutes to half an hour that way is my hot tent. So worst case scenario, I can always bail. But I know I won't. Because there's no reason to bail. I've got everything I need. Ooh, hello. Right, you guys. We're doing this, so I better keep moving. I'm going to go find that creek, fill up my little drinking bottles with water, and then find a place to camp. Okay, I think this will do. I got myself some new pegs. I've never bought anything off Temu before, but times are tough, people. So we'll see how the Temu pegs are. At this stage my hands are so cold I can't get into them. I need a light. You can see at some stage that water has been flowing down here, and I know that some of you will be concerned that I'm sleeping at the side of a riverbed, but I have been along this river twice when it has been absolutely pouring, and I mean pouring for days on end, and I have not seen water in this bit. So I'm sure that water does flow down here, but there's no rain forecast overnight. It's only snow. And yes, it could fall as rain instead, but it's not going to be nearly as strong as the rain that I've been in this area. So I'm comfortable that I'm okay here. Looks like a rab party. I've got the rab storm biv. So rab tarp, rab biv. No special reason except that you can get these products at a good price in New Zealand from your local hunting and fishing store. So just a nice easy purchase. Although this was a gift, which is very nice, a gift from my parents. So
when I'm safe and warm and dry, I can say thank you, Mummy and Daddy.
I think it's inside out. I actually washed it because I got filthy. Thank goodness I have got my air mat. The mat I've brought with me is the only one I've got at the moment because my other ones have got holes in them. It's the Macpac Thermair sleeping mat ultralight. It's 540 grams and has an R rating of 4.2. So probably not good enough for the conditions tonight, but beggars can't be choosers. Usually if I was taking this mat out and wanting to use it in conditions like this, as opposed to needing to use it in conditions like this, then I would have my silver reflective foam air mat as well. So pleased I brought with me a really warm sleeping bag. It's quite crazy. I left home in the dark this morning and I arrived at the start of the track and started walking at 10 AM. And yet, I only got into camp tonight after dark. But I need to take my rain trousers off, that's for sure. They're really uncomfortable. Ten past 6. That's crazy. Oh, everything takes so long. I've learned now not to bring a book with me, and most of the time I don't even bother downloading any podcasts or shows because I just don't have time. There we go. I've got this top to put on, but taking everything off to put it on because it's like a layer that goes against my skin. I just can't even begin to contemplate pulling all my warm layers off to put that on. So I think I'm fine as I am. Just want to make sure that my sleeping bag doesn't touch the ground and get dirty or wet. Okay, dinner tonight. I'm having tuna pasta. Oh look, mulled wine spices. We're not going to do mulled wine tonight, it's too late. I don't need to mull the wine, but I could have some wine. I'm going to warm it up ever so slightly. You can see a bit of steam coming off it. I'm not just aiming to take the chill off, I actually want it to be a little bit warm, just to warm me up. I always wear a cap when I go out on my camps because either I'm protecting my skin from the sun, or on days like today I'm keeping the rain and snow out of my eyes. It stops like wet drips from dripping down through your hair and down your face. It's so gross when that happens. But the downside is you get hat hair. Beautiful. Cheers! Oh, I can see myself in the camera and it looks like I might have too many lights. It might be a bit bright. Sorry if I'm washed out. I'm not going to change it because I don't want to come out there. I'm really happy here. Hang on. Turn this off. There you go. That might be better. Right. I don't even think I said cheers. Cheers, everyone. I hope you're enjoying this, or the drink of your choice. Sparkling water, tea, coffee, a wine, a beer. If you're still watching at this point, I'm guessing you're enjoying it, and thank you so much. Somebody was commenting on my channel that there's no BS, and they like that about it. And I was just thinking, yeah, that's quite true. There really is no BS. This is the real deal. And it's another reason why I thought, oh, I will stay out tonight, because sometimes an opportunity presents itself, and it may not be the opportunity that you were expecting, but life is full of opportunities, and
you never know what's around the corner when you take an opportunity. Huh. I thought I could see a little light out there, but it's actually a rock that's shimmering with rain on it. Yeah, so because there's no BS, if this is what's happening, if I am finding myself having to turn around, walking back to camp, I might as well just make most of it, eh? And this is adventurous. We need more adventure in our lives, people. Have I got any snacks? I think I thought snacks weren't a good idea. I was wrong. I was wrong, people. I was wrong. Snacks are a great idea. You should take snacks. Oh. I did bring some healthy snacks. I've got some tamari almonds. If you like almonds and you haven't tried tamari almonds, you really should. They are amazing. When I'm picking snacks for camping, it's always protein and fats. Mostly. So I've got the tuna, which is my protein source, but I've also got eggs. And I'll throw the eggs in there. Just want to make sure that I'm replenishing all the energy that I've lost. Coffee explosion. Tell your man to double bag. I think Shawshank Redemption, which is where that one-liner comes from. Shawshank Redemption, one of my favourite movies. Right, dinner time. I will catch up with you guys when I'm about to go to bed. I might make a hot drink, I'll see. Not sure if I can be bothered. But I have realised my boots are out in the rain. So I better move those in. Gosh, sorry, so bright. Oh. Well, I am all tucked up in bed now. I've cinched the sides of the tarp down so that if it snows in the night, hopefully it will just roll down off the tarp, and if not, I'll probably end up with it pressing against my face and I will just wake up and tap the snow off. I've got a big black bag over my pack, and I've actually chosen to pack everything away except my boots, and there's a light in there, because I don't know, if anything was to happen, I'd had to get out of here in a hurry. I like to know that my pack is fully packed and all I'd have to do is shove my sleeping stuff in there and I could go. Good night, everyone. I'm hoping that it's an uneventful night, although I would love some snow. What a beautiful sound to go to sleep to. Goodbye. So nice in here. And beautifully warm. It's cozy and I'm just listening to the gentle drops of rain. I'd love a coffee though, so I'm going to put the billy on. No snow. Oh. I am disappointed. Oh, never mind. Even last night I got some cell reception and I was able to check the weather forecast and it was still forecasting, what was it, about 6, 5, 11, 20 centimetres of snow overnight here in this particular spot. It fell as rain instead. We had lovely light rain all night, just tick 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 on the tarp. It was lovely. I had the coziest sleep. I was so warm. I didn't have this jacket on. I just had my thermal in a thin layer and I was toasty warm. It was so cozy. No condensation inside here. It was warm and dry. Felt safe. It was so nice. So ironically enough, if I had gone all the way to the hut, I wouldn't have been able to realise my dream of staying in a New Zealand hut in the winter in the snow, because it wouldn't have snowed there either. I can see up the valley and there's no snow down into the valley floor. So I would have been staying in the hut with no snow. So I might as well have been out here having a unique adventure, hey? And I will go up to that hut and stay there one day when it is snowing. It's absolutely beautiful though, I have to say. The mountains with the snow on them is so gorgeous.
and the way that they surround us. You know, it's like they're really imposing. Makes you feel super small. But I don't know, sort of just at ease and safe at the same time. It's so late. I was still in bed. Oh yeah, it's 10:30. I was still in bed at 9 o'clock. There just doesn't seem to be a lot to get up for, really. And it's really nice not to be in a hurry. My hot tent is about half an hour that way. So at some point when I'm ready, I'll pack up, and then I'm going to go back via that creek. So the creek that I stopped at is actually a little bit further that way. So I'm just going to stop there on the way, wash my dishes and collect some more water so I don't have to make another trip. Last night before I went to bed I checked the thermometer and it was -2, and this morning it's 0. For you Fahrenheit people, 0, you probably know this, I think it's 32 degrees Fahrenheit. So not actually super cold, really. Not compared to, was it my last camp? Or the one before? Got down to -10. Just a nice, comfortable winter camping temperature. I'm being so casual. Normally I'm so careful about how I pack my pack, but I know I'm not going far, and then I'm able to take everything out again and sort it out. So it's all just going in. And yeah, when I get back to the hot tent I'll be able to pull everything out and sort it out nicely. Oh. Right, not much more to do. Always losing my lens cap. If you're wondering about sleeping in a bivy bag and what it's like, it serves a purpose. And I think they're great for situations like that where you've got limited space. Okay, so like my feet obviously were sticking out of the end and they got wet. That would have been my sleeping bag that was wet if I hadn't had this. Great for protection from the wind, so just keep you a little bit warmer. Built-in ground sheet obviously, so you're not going to damage your mat or your sleeping bag on rough ground. And great for spindrift, you know, when you get the snow or the rain sort of drifting inside under your tarp. And also means that you don't have to bring a massive tarp, because even if you are sticking out or don't have wonderful protection, you've still got protection for what matters most, which is your sleeping bag, to keep you warm and dry. So yeah, this one is the Storm Biv, and it's a sort of a mid-range, I'd say. You can get really cheap survival ones, but they don't breathe, and yeah, you can get much nicer ones than this one. This one doesn't have a hoop to go over your face, So if you do need to zip yourself into it, it's terribly claustrophobic. So I would hate to have to sleep in it just out in the middle of nowhere with no cover at all. I would always, if I could, tuck in under a tree or somewhere where I'm going to get a little bit of protection from the wind and the heavy rain. I've tried sleeping out in it just out in the open a couple of times, and once was in the rain. It was awful. The condensation inside was terrible, and it was so hard to breathe because you just got this really thin little bit of mesh that you're trying to breathe through, and then all your hot air is condensing inside because it can't escape. So not the most luxurious sleep ever, but it is fantastic to keep you warm and dry and safe. And as I say, in a situation like this, it was great. It's so funny to think that this video is coming out after the one where I stay at the hot tent. You guys already know what's about to happen, and I have no idea because I haven't lived it yet. If you didn't see last week's video with the hot tent, I'll link it at the end of this one. Make sure you go back and watch it. And I've also got heaps of other videos from all the other adventures I've been on. There was a beautiful one out here where it snowed. I think it was last year. That's really worth a watch. So go and have a look at the rest of my videos if you're interested in real, no BS, relaxing but exciting and adventurous outdoor experiences. That's what I aim to deliver, just an opportunity for you to come out and get away from the rat race, to take some time out in nature, and just come camping vicariously with me. I hope you've enjoyed this one, guys. A big thank you for watching to the end, and possibly, maybe, just maybe watching the occasional ad, or at least tolerating them so that I can get some sort of recuperation. And thank you so much to my Buy Me a Coffee members and donors, and to my YouTube Super Thanks donors. If you fancy saying a little thank you for the trip, it's greatly appreciated. You can jump onto Buy Me a Coffee and buy me a coffee or a treat. I use that money to buy things that help to make my camps more enjoyable, whether it's new gear or whether it's nice treats to take out for myself or Indi. And if you're wondering who Indi is, because you haven't seen the channel before, she's my Border Collie Cross Labrador dog, and she comes out with me when I'm not going into national parks, and this is a national park. This is the Arthur's Pass National Park, and we're sitting right on the border with the Craigieburn Forest Park. Beautiful area of the South Island of New Zealand. If you haven't been here, come here, get out amongst it, because it's lovely. That's the only thing with camping on the side of a river bed is the sand. Not good. Not good. Okay, you guys, thanks for joining me, and I will see you on the next video. Bye for now.